Hello everybody, welcome back to Life Taps and Backstabs. We are looking a little bit on today's patch notes because there's been two things that I want to kind of bring up on today's patch notes. The first is this thing over here. That is the sparkly sparkles at night time, at least, for some wild vegetables. Not sure, not sure how I feel about sparkly sparkles on a vegetable. I thought when they said look at that, when they said they were going to put like particle effects on them, I thought it was going to be like pollen or something, or I don't know, like seeds flying off them or drifting away from them or something. Not sparkles like this. Without wanting to say it, it feels a little bit wow effect. Yeah. Obviously, this is at night time. The servers always seem to come up at night time, so I know the kind of purpose is so that you can spot the vegetables a little bit easier, because it's very easy when you're running around to see the ore and to see the trees and to see like cotton and jute and blackberry bushes and things like that. But vegetables have always been a little bit lower to the ground and a little bit more difficult to see. But I don't think I don't think sparkly sparkles is the answer. Yes, it helps visibility, but it's not. It may as well. If you're going to do sparkly sparkles, you may as well put a big glowy arrow above them. I don't like that. You've got to be a little bit more within the context of the game, I think, rather than just making a cabbage sparkle. And then the other thing I wanted to show was the Dire Lord Call of the Dire. So the Call of the Dire, I'm really struggling to see what this is for. It's a 20-meter range. So if I just go 20 meters away, it's a channeled snare. It puts you in combat. The mob is snared, and then it runs in, gives you taunt, gives you aggro. It's a 2-minute cooldown. It's a 2-minute cooldown. I'm struggling to see the point where you just wouldn't use Dire Grip instead, which is a 1-minute cooldown, and it just pulls things to you. Yoink. Okay, it's an AOE, whereas that one's targeted. Somebody in my so Feppy in my Discord said it could be used to interrupt. So maybe it could be used as an interrupt. It makes the mob come towards you to interrupt. I'm really struggling to see what the point of that is. Well, I know what the point of it is. It's to snare the mob, but it doesn't seem to have any synergy with anything else. Like what? So, if you get 2 mobs, you're a Dire Lord, so you're the tank. Let's talk. Rather than think about, okay, well maybe there's another tank in the group and I'm just in there as like secondary off tank. That's a really small situation. And then if you pull 2 mobs and you don't have an enchanter, or you don't have a rogue or some sort of crowd control, or like a wizard who can root or anything like that, then maybe I can snare it and give 10 seconds for the healer to concentrate on the main tank, because it's not hitting me for 10 seconds. But then as a Dire Lord, you're sitting here and you're controlling your health anyway with Sanguine Shield and Blood Fiend. So it's not for solo, because soloing you want to get in. I'm really struggling to see, because we've got lead and blood as well, like lead and blood. Let's just remove that one. There we go. Put lead and blood on. So lead and blood is slows their movement speed for 5 seconds and then roots them, and that's a single target. And it remains rooted for 3 seconds, so that's an 8-second. That's an 8-second crowd control, whereas that's a 10-second crowd control, but that's a single click and leave and forget. And also doesn't have a cooldown, so I can just keep doing that. 250 essence. That is 400 essence. It lasts 10 seconds, but it's a 2-minute cooldown, and it snares the mob, and that's all it does. Pulls the mob towards us. I'm struggling. If you guys can think of a use for Call of the Dire, then please let me know. And there is another Sparkles. There's another sparkly look. It's getting into the daylight now. There's a sparkly. I mean, you can see like the amount of kind of grass down here, and like if that wasn't there, then you would only just be able to see the wild herbs. You wouldn't be able to see the. Well, I mean, maybe you would. That's reasonably high. I don't know. Right. So yeah. Call of the Dire. At least it's a cool name, not like Ready Blade. I really am. If you've got any ideas about what you could do, or how you could use, and what situation you would use Call of the Dire, then please let me know. If it's an interrupt, then I understand that it's. I understand the interrupt. I understand the interrupt argument, but we have Deafening Whisper, which is a 20-second cooldown. I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about this since I've been logged on, and I've found out about it. I genuinely don't know what it does. So yeah, let me know. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you in the next video, I am sure. So there we go, Dire Lords. What do we think? How are we going to use that? Is that ever going to make it onto the ability bar? Which is incredibly crowded in terms of it is very, very difficult to make a case for. Well, I think it's going to be incredibly difficult to make a case for that to be on the ability bar. There's at least 2 or 3 abilities which are going to be on the ability bar above that straight away, even before you start looking at Dire Grip. So yeah, anyway, there we go. Call of the Dire, new Dire Lord ability, 400 essence, 20 meter range, it's 2-minute cooldown, and it's a 10-second snare on the mob as it runs towards you. 60% snare, lasts for 10 seconds. Mob runs towards you. Yes, you could dot it, and then it would run towards you really slowly, but our dots aren't great. Like, what do our dot hits for? 41. Maybe, but it's a 2-minute cooldown, so it's not like you can do it consistently. There we go. 10 seconds, you're going to have... over 10 seconds, you're going to have 3 of those hit. So you're going to have 3 Boil Essences hit, which will be 120 damage. Well, 120 damage is a couple of melee auto attacks and a Haunting Slash or an Arcane Tear. So I'm lost. Genuinely lost. I don't know what that's going to be. Anyway, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody. Take care, and I will see you on the next video. Keep playing, enjoying yourself, and if you're on Bad Moon, if you're on Black Moon, look me up. If I'm ever on my Dire Lord, I'm on Malleus. This is my little amazing halfling Dire Lord, Malleus. Thanks very much, everybody. Take care. Bye bye. We've just had an idea. Actually, just kind of diving back in. We've just had an idea from a guildmate. Because you could use it to stop mobs running away. So if the mob's running away, rather than letting it run into running into ads and pulling ads in, you could not use dire grip. You could not use leaden blood. You could channel snare it and just not do any extra damage, rather than just run up and hit it. I don't know. I'm completely lost. I have no idea. I have no idea what to do with this ability. Yeah, it's about as useless as Explosive Jacket on my rogue. There we go. Okay. Anyway, bye. Take care. Thanks.